Jinsella, who's the head of
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm rolling with the waves. How are you? And how's it all been?
Oh,
Wonderful to have you. Thank you for joining.
thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just here outside the Excel Centre, as you can see. And yeah, we're just here because there's an arms fair going on in the Excel Centre, currently being set up. So lots of actions have been happening and lots of gathering and talks and yeah.
That's brilliant. So, first and foremost, for the people who are joining in and listening to some of them going right now, who are joining in and don't know who you are, can you introduce yourself and tell them what you're doing?
Sure. I'll just let you know as well, seems to be a little bit of a delay. So if I'm a little bit off of timing, that's why. But yes, I am Jinsella, and I am one of the executive directors. Well, no, I am the only executive director of Demilitarized Education, which is a non-profit which we set up 3 years ago now, which has the vision of seeing a world where universities champion peace. Just wait for that to go so you can hear me. But yeah, so the vision for demilitarized education, aka Deducation, is that universities break their ties with the global arms trade and become champions for peace. Of course, there's massive issues with the fact that currently militarism and weapons companies are embedded within our education systems, and not only is this just like foolish in a sense that militarism doesn't actually improve the world or make us safer, but it's also stealing our resources and our like intellectual capacity to be able to look towards sustainable future which actually champions justice and equality and peace. So yeah, we think it's a really important issue, and that's why we're working on that. So that's me.
That's wonderful. And I was going to ask, because I think it's going to be a really interesting Instagram live in the fact that there is serious topics that need to be talked about demilitarization. And I was going to ask, like, what is the outlay of the amount of arms that get sold and even get income? Because I think that's really disgraceful. So how many bills, and they're still carrying on at the moment, as I'm aware, is that right?
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to come here and lay stats because I'm just on my phone and I don't want to get any wrong. But, oh, so sorry. Another plane.
No, that's fine, no problem.
I might try and sit in a bush. Okay, sorry about this constant aeroplaning. But yeah, look, basically the UK is one of the largest arms exporters in the world. So if we think about this year, when our government were refusing to put money, a few billion down to feed school children, they increased our already huge defence budget by 16 billion. This is so they can subsidise and help support arms companies in gaining larger contracts to sell weapons across the world. Now, when we think about how massive that is, like even just looking in geographically at the size of our country in the UK, and the fact that we are bumping up with America on arms sales, it is just outstanding. And we have to understand that this is so important to us because of imperialism and colonialism, and it's a way for us to maintain our influences in larger countries such as Saudi Arabia, when otherwise, as such a small country, we don't have much foot. So yeah, it's also kind of what we call it in this network is the revolving door, because not only, you know, we're thinking, why are we putting so much of our resources from our education right the way through to an industrial level into exporting weapons? And why is our government using taxpayers' money to subsidize this? And there is planes everywhere, but it's such a profitable industry.
It's everyday well. That's
Thank you. But yeah, it's such a profitable industry that there's revolving doors where, like, for example, when it comes to like the Iraq War, in Bush's close circle, there was multiple members that were also directors of Lockheed Martin. So there's this revolving door between our politicians and arms companies, which makes it profitable and influences the decisions which make continuing to increase this industry of death. And that is what it is. There's a video which we've just put on our YouTube and on our Instagram of Loki so excellently talking about arms fair and what that means for Afghanistan and what that means for our politicians who have been profiting from this war for so long. And he literally calls it the Festival of Death. Now, I was lucky enough to randomly meet a guy on Monday, coincidentally, who actually was employed to be inside the arms fair as a recruiter. And everyone's just drinking alcohol to kind of take the edge off the fact that they are literally selling weapons of war, which aren't going to be used at a Christmas party. And he actually had an awakening there, which made him swap careers because he thought, right, this is too blatantly wrong. And that is exactly what it is. Now, I want to just quick, before I give this back to you, just point to a new report which ICANN have brought out, which discusses the cycle of spending that happens between our private contractors who are government employed to make our nuclear weapons, and then how much money they spend employing lobbyists and think tanks to then persuade our government to increase that budget. So we really can see this corrupt cycle of corruption, that continues on.
No, that's a perfect saying, because I have to say, I think what you said is perfect in the corruption of the corruption cycle, because most decisions that have been put through hasn't really been informed by public. And of course, we have that issue where I think, why is arms being sold in unis? And it's very concerning to make you wonder that, is it the fact that this is why education not being funded, because there is more going into war and more going into arms being sold to youth, and the factor of these leaders going to these arms fests to basically find missiles when really there should be other things that should be funded. And it's interesting. Thanks for sharing the report in that point of view.
Yes.
And can that be found on your link in bio, or is that public knowledge in that point of view?
No, it can't. But if you go on, well, I did a TED Talks with one of the researchers of this report. So if you look through our IGTV and go to the ICANN talk, but if not, go straight to ICANN. That stands for the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons. It's their report, so you can find it there.
Okay. I'm gonna tag your thing that everybody's able to find where you are. And yeah, I was also gonna say, in your own view, as the activist and the wonderful work that you've done as well, because I'm successful in blocking the roads, successful in your campaigning. How are you all feeling at the moment? Are you feeling that the change is being heard and that action is being taken in that point of view? Are you getting the impact that you need to?
Well, absolutely not. You know, unfortunately, because of the crime and sentencing bill, which is going through, because of COVID, because of structural changes within our network, you know, I'm not an organizer of this as well. Can we be clear? Like, this protest, which is happening right now, is a coalition of different activists that are just showing up to show face, to make sure that like the police and the arms fair know that we are still here and we still do not agree with this. Sadiq Khan has put a statement out saying that this arms fair should be banned, and we agree. You know, we're waiting. Hopefully he's going to show up. I don't know. We'll see. But obviously it's been a very emotional week. There's been so many tears, so many incredible conversations and like workshops, and of course we never get the impact we want. We have stopped the arms fair to a certain extent with regards to, you can see on our wall now, like this really young guy jumped on top of a police van and stopped the road for hours and hours and hours. We had people abseiling off of bridges to stop the road. One lady jumped on top of a tank which was being brought in to be sold and sat on top, and of course we've stopped the delivery of weapons into this arms fair. However, of course, we never have the impact we want because we're surrounded by police the whole time. You know, it's outstanding how many coppers are here, intimidating and antagonizing us. So, unfortunately, we are down on resources, and that's what we need to work on. Don't get me wrong, the impact of just gathering together, being a community and learning and standing side by side in solidarity against the arms fair is powerful. And, you know, I don't think we would change anything with how much we've managed to do with, you know, no organizer, no resources, like nothing. But of course, ideally, no, you know, this arms fair wouldn't be happening, and that's the end goal, which we must continue to work towards.
Would you like to give any important shout outs for where my followers can support and they can help, and also resources that they can inform as well in that point of view about the seriousness of what's going on?
So, first of all, follow Deducation. Deducation is short for demilitarized education, as I said. That is myself and our community's organisation. I just quickly want to say that at universities at the moment, there's like three main ways that their universities are involved in the arms trade, and this is very much government-led. It's investment, so universities will take student fees and then give it to investment companies who will then, you know, put shares on arms companies. We then have the career links. You'll see so many arms companies at careers fairs trying to get people recruited. And then we have research contracts. So arms companies will actually sponsor students to build research for them. And this is one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most scary aspects, because, for example, at the University of Manchester, MAGA drones, which are being used in Palestine, were actually developed at our university. So I'm saying this because on Wednesday we had an amazing demilitarized education day, and there were some fantastic speakers from Campaign Against Arms Trade, from the National Union of Students, from Disarm Oxford, all different university groups, and we recorded most of it, and it's all on our IGTV. And I think I'm saying this as a focused point of where to look for resources, because it is a weak spot. Our universities and our education system is a small microverse for the greater society, and it has such huge effects on wider society in the way that they're encrypting militaristic thinking from school age. So that's why I'm saying that, because I encourage everyone to get involved in student disarmament campaigning.
Yeah.
But then we look at like the actual arms fair. This is one of the world's biggest arms fairs, the biggest arms fair in Europe. There's over 700 exhibitors who are selling things from missiles, rocket launchers. We've been watching the tanks being brought in with missile launchers at the front. We've been looking at armoured vehicles, giant military helicopters, and to find out more precisely, like, don't get me wrong, we've been posting all about this in Education, so if you go one place, go there. But there's also, you'll see tagged from our account, is Stop the Arms Fair, which is the coalition of activists and organisations who are all standing against the arms fair.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And I would say to everyone, do check out their talk and also follow the information that they have about the seriousness of this arms fair that really shouldn't be happening, and the importance of education, because people should be more informed about this topic, and even the importance of even representation as well, that only the activists that are taking these important call to action in regards to animations that are being sold to leaders and leadership are thinking to have these animations to basically have no peace, because all they're interested in and basically it's not good. And thank you for being here to do the live. Everyone do check out both of our pages. Click the live button at the top, and thank you for joining. And do check out the other podcasts and check out the Claudes SEN law and also Jinsella and her platform. And it's that that arms fair, Stop the Arms Fair Instagram, that their Instagram as well.
Yes,
Stop the Arms Fair.
I'll put that now.
That's another one.
Here we go.
Okay.
Tag. Stop the arms fair. Yes, and
I've got it here.
On what you just said as well, yesterday there was a fantastic talk about allyship, and it was by Majestic Marvina, and I live streamed it onto our Twitter account. I thought, I've done so many Instagram lives, I'll just try Twitter. Quality was way worse, but the whole talk, which was really, really amazing, just about kind of protecting each other and looking out for each other and making protest spaces like this safe and inclusive for all. So I definitely recommend people go and watch that. And yeah, we're going to be here most of next week. So if you're in London, please come down to the XL Centre. Tomorrow, it's our Festival of Resistance. So there's bands all day. We're doing like a little bike rave as well. So yeah, come join us if you can.
Wonderful. Brilliant. And is anyone else also in the comments that feel they need to ask any questions? And do feel free to drop a question in the comments box. And also, yeah, do check out what they are doing at the Stop the Arms Fair and the demonized education and Jinsella's platform as well. Thank you, everyone. And this will also be on Rewatch as well.
Amazing.
Have a wonderful day. You've done ever so well, and peace and love to everyone else as well.
Thank you so much, Claude. This has been really, really fun, and we'll speak again soon. Bye.